Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings to everyone and Encik. My name is Run Alisha binti Mat Daharan. Today I am going to present my presentation for SCES 3247 Primary School Science Education Class 3. Okay, my topic is assessment by focusing on three things: higher order thinking skills, inquiry based learning, and the need for valid and reliable test items. So, introduction. Assessment focusing on higher order thinking skills or HOTS encourage students to analyze, evaluate, and create going beyond simple recall. Inquiry-based learning fosters exploration and problem-solving, allowing students to investigate, ask questions, and draw conclusions. Validity ensures that test items measure what they are intended to assess, while reliability while reliability guarantees consistent result across administration. These approaches enhance deep learning, critical thinking, and provide meaningful, accurate measures of student understanding and skills. So, the first one is higher order thinking skills, or HOTS. HOTS are used for advanced cognitive processing of information. It occurs when a person engages in a deep level of processing. So these skills involve critical thinking, creative thinking, lateral thinking, divergent thinking, evaluation, inference, data manipulation, problem solving, out of the box thinking, and invention. So this skill often highlighted in Bloom's taxonomy as skills like applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So for comparison, thinking skill has two categories: lower order thinking and higher order thinking. Lower order thinking for memorizing and understanding information. It is often decontextualized and does not lead to deep knowledge. Meanwhile, higher order thinking for creating, analyzing, critiquing, evaluating, and so on. It leads to deep knowledge and transferable knowledge. HOTS assessment should challenge students to apply knowledge, solve problem, make connection, and critically evaluate ideas or process. So, instead of asking students to define a term, which is lower order thinking, ask them to apply the term in a new context or evaluate its implication in real-world scenarios. Okay, next, HOTS in science. In science education, higher order thinking skills involve cognitive processes that go beyond memorizing facts. Students are encouraged to analyze, evaluate, and create based on scientific concepts. So, for example, here, instead of simply recalling the step of photosynthesis, students might analyze how environmental changes impact the process or design experiment to test hypotheses. HOTS in science requires students to apply knowledge to new situations, solve complex problems, and make informed decisions, fostering critical thinking, innovation, and a deeper understanding of scientific principles and inquiry processes. Okay, in a science test, instead of us simply uh, Instead of simply asking students to list the part of cell, you could ask them to analyze how malfunction in one part of the cell affect the entire organism. So that is the example or of how we can apply HOTS in science. So HOTS example in a unit on ecosystem, students have learned about food chain, energy flow, and species interaction. Hot tasks. Ask students to evaluate the impact of introducing a new predator into an ecosystem. They must analyze how this affects various species, the flow of energy, and the balance of the ecosystem. Then, they should create a model or propose solutions to mitigate any negative consequences. So the key element of HOTS here is analyze, evaluate, evaluation, and creativity. Okay, so the second one is inquiry-based learning. So the definition, student-centered approach to learning that emphasizes critical thinking and problem solving. In an inquiry-based classroom, students actively ask questions, plan investigation, conduct experiment, analyze data, and draw conclusions. This instruction lets students control their learning and develop a deeper understanding of their studying concept. For example, inquiry-based learning process. Uh, Question, hypothesis, investigation, data collection, analysis, conclusion, and reflection, and further question. So, this approach encourages students to take ownership of their learning, developing critical thinking and problem solving skills, and engage in active discovery. Inquiry based learning in science. So, inquiry based learning in science is a student centered approach where learners actively engage in the scientific process by asking questions, conducting investigation, gathering data, and drawing conclusions. Rather than passively receiving information, students become scientists themselves, exploring real world problems through observation, experimentation, and critical thinking. So, the benefit for inquiry-based learning in science, the first one is promotes critical thinking and problem solving. Students actively engage in the scientific process, developing hypotheses and conducting experiments and analyzing results. Encouraging deeper understanding concept encourage deeper understanding concept and their applications. By exploring real-world issues, students gain a more profound comprehension of scientific concepts and their applications. The last one is foster curiosity and independence. Students take ownership of their learning as they explore questions they are passionate about. So here are the example for inquiry-based learning. The effect of soil types on plain growth. Okay, the first one is question. Students start by posing a question. How do different types of soil affect plain growth? The second one is hypothesis. The my hypothesis. Plants plants will grow taller in nutrient-rich soil compared to sandy or clay soil. So number three is investigation. Student design an experiment to test this by planting seed in different types of soil, such as loamy, sandy, and clay, while controlling other variables like sunlight, water, and type of plant. Number four is data collection. Over a period of several weeks, students measure the height of the plants, the number of leaves, and overall health. Record, record their observation in a journal. So, number five is analysis. After the experiment, they analyze the data to determine which soil type resulted in the best plant growth and why. Conclusion. Students then draw conclusion based on their finding, possibly discovering that loamy soil, which holds nutrients and water more effectively, produce the healthiest plants. Okay, the last one is reflection and new question. They reflect on their experiment and may ask further question like, how will how will adding fertilizer impact plants' growth in poor soil? So, this approach encourages students to take ownership of their learning, develop critical thinking and problem-solving skill, and engage in active discovery. So the last one is the need for valid and reliable test item. Validity in test item means that a test truly measure what is supposed to measure. For example, if you're testing students' understanding of reading comprehension, a valid test will include passage and question that assess comprehension, not unrelated skills like spelling. Reliability, on the other hand, refers to consistency. If a test is reliable, it should yield the same result under consistent conditions. For example, if two groups of students with similar abilities take the same test, the score should be comparable. Rea- rea- relia- Reliability ensures that the test outcomes aren't affected by external factors, such as poorly worded question or inconsistent scoring method. So having valid and reliable test item is essential to accurate assess student understanding and skill, leading to fair and meaningful evaluations. This helps in making informed decisions for instruction and identifying areas where students may need more support. So, the need for valid and reliable test item in science. In science education, valid and reliable test items are ensured are essential to accurately measure a student understanding of scientific concept and skills. Valid item ensure that the test assesses specific science content, like understanding of ecosystem or the scientific method, rather than unrelated topics. Reliability guarantees consistent result across different testing conditions, meaning scores reflect true comprehensions rather than external factors. Together, validity and reliability in science help teachers make informed judgment about student progress, providing a fair basis for further instruction and assessment. So why are they matters? Okay, the first one is accurate assessment of skill. Science often involve critical thinking, problem solving, and understanding processes like the water cycle or photosynthesis. Valid and reliable tests ensure students are tested on this exact skill. So the second one is meaningful feedback. Teachers can confidently use the test result to provide feedback, knowing that the test items accurately present student knowledge and understanding. And the last one is informed instruction. Reliable and valid assessment guide teacher in refining their instructional approaches, helping identify concepts that need more focus or reteaching. So, in science education, valid and reliable test items make assessment a tool for both measuring and enhancing student learning effectively. So, here an example to illustrate the need for valid and reliable test item in science. So, the topic is testing the concept of photosynthesis. So, validity. Let's say we want to assess student understanding of photosynthesis. A valid items could be describe the role for sunlight, describe the role of sunlight in the process of photosynthesis and explain why it is necessary for plants to produce glucose. So if you look at this question, um, it's directly test student knowledge of photosynthesis by focusing on sunlight's role and glucose production. It's valid because of it assesses the intended concept, no, not unrelated information. So, an invalid test item might be list the type of plants found in rainforest ecosystem. Okay, so why related to plants? This question does not assess students' understanding of photosynthesis. It might cause confusion and does not fulfill the test's purpose, making the result less meaningful in evaluating student grasp of photosynthesis. Okay, the second one is reliability. Okay, to ensure reliability, imagine the same photosynthesis question is given to two groups of students who studied the same material. If this test is relia- reliable, both groups should score similarly, assuming they have similar levels of knowledge. Reliable, okay. A reliable test item might be identify the main components involved in photosynthesis. um, such as sunlight, chlorophyll, water, and carbon dioxide. So the question is clear and direct and consistently measures student knowledge of the photosynthesis components. Okay, an unreliable test item might be explaining how photosynthesis in plant is like photosynthesis in animal. This question could be confusing and more confusing as photosynthesis does not occur in animals. Okay, so why this matters? Okay, validity ensures students are actually being tested on what they learn about photosynthesis. Reliable ensure that the test results are consistent, providing a true reflection of student understanding across different groups. Okay, in science, valid and reliable test item allow teacher to make accurate assessments, helping them to understanding which students have mastered the material and which need additional supports. Okay, for the conclusion, in integrating higher order thinking skills, HOTS assessment, inquiry-based learning, and ensuring test validity and reliability creates a robust and meaningful approach to student evaluation. By focusing on HOTS, assessment challenge students to move beyond memorizing and engage in analyze, evaluation, and creative problem solving. Inquiry-based learning support this by encouraging students to ask questions, investigate, and draw conclusions, fostering a hands-on, exploratory learning experience that builds critical thinking and curiosity. Ensuring validity and reliability in assessment further strengthens this framework. As valid test items align directly with attended learning outcomes, while reliability provide consistent and trustworthy results. Together, these strategies support deep learning, foster essential skills, and yield accurate reflection of student understanding, making assessment a powerful tool for both instruction and growth. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.